So hello everyone, and welcome to the Curation Success Mastermind webinar for Monday, February 23, 2015. I'm very happy to see everyone here again this month, and we will keep this training running every month. And you're also, I hope you got on my Facebook group, and if not, we'll give you the address at the end of this call. And you make sure you get in our Facebook group so you can ask me any questions or anything that I can help you with throughout the week, throughout the month, actually. Now, what I'm going to talk about today is basically how to structure your website. Now, last week we looked at how to create really good curated content. And a lot of people really did appreciate that. And now this week we're going to take it up a little bit to a different level, and we're going to look at how to, as I said, how to structure your website so that it's ready to receive all that curated content in the right place. Jerome, I did send out the replay to everyone, and you should have that on your GoToWebinar emails, but I will give you that link at the end of today as well so you can see the replay. So as I said, last week we looked at how to create the content, and this week we're going to look at how to structure the website for the best results with that content. As you can see now, I have pretty much just a blank website here, and I've started with a 2012 theme. You can really do this with any theme, but the 2012 one is just so clean and simple and sparse that we'll just use this one so you can see exactly what I'm doing. First thing we're going to do, and this may be elementary for some of you, it may be brand new to others. If you already know this stuff, bear with me. I do think that even if you just stick with us through the training, it's going to be beneficial to you anyway. So we're going to go to the back end of this website, and of course the first thing that you want to do, yes sir, Monsieur Laurence, we will get her done. And so the first thing you want to know is that, you know, this is probably the very first step of how to silo a website correctly, is to get the site title correctly. And this is all really based on the niche or the topic that you want to be dealing with. So I think the first thing we're going to do is kind of break down some keywords that we should use to build this blog. Let me just find Notepad real quick. I don't know where that is. Accessories and Notepad. And let's say we're going to start with, you know, a lot of people are getting really good results who are doing offline or basically local type of businesses. And of course you could do any kind of keyword niche, but what I want to do is take a local niche, and Dana, I hope you don't mind, I'm going to borrow your hotels niche here just to do this with, just so I can demonstrate to people. And basically I'm going to create a fictional area. Okay, and I'm going to ask you guys to save any unrelated questions to the end of the presentation. I'll be happy to answer any questions once we get there. Right now I'm going to do this in terms of basically a local local SEO type of business. I'm not going to really talk about buyer keywords and all that type of thing in this particular lesson. What I'm really just going to do is show you how to structure your website properly using a variety of keywords. And let's say we're going to try to do a hotel niche in a particular area. And so I'm going to create like a fictional area. Let's say hotels in a fictional place called Westland County. Okay? I'm just making this up, but let's say I want to target the hotels for this particular county, and in this county we have a number of cities. Let's say we have cities. We have a city called Northland. We have a city called Eastland. We have a city called Four Corners. You can see I'm just kind of making it up, but you would actually research your own area or your own keywords. I mean, and we could just as easily do this with something like, dogs, and then you could go, German Shepherds, Dachshunds, whatever way that you want to break down your keyword hierarchy. I'm doing this specifically as more or less an offline local business right now based on this geographic location. And so we're going to do hotels in this county, and then we're going to break it down to hotels in the city. So let's start out by going to our website here. We're going to change the title to be relevant to our overall keywords. So I'm going to say Westland County Hotels. Okay, so that's going to become the main keyword of our website. And I'm not saying it's a good keyword or a bad keyword. We'll have another lesson when we'll figure out what are the good keywords, but right now I'm just doing this to show the structure that we're going to build. And for the tagline, we might want to say something like, the best hotels in Westland and its cities, whatever. You probably wouldn't say exactly that, but that's just what I'm doing for today. I'm saving the changes. And then when we go back to the website, now that's what's going to make this whole website turn into a website about hotels in the Westland area. Now, if you notice when we reload the page, now it says Westland County Hotels, and it's displaying that as the H1 for the entire website. No matter what page we go to, it's going to show this. If I go to the view the page source, you can also see that this has been now put into the title tag of the HTML here, where it says the Westland County Hotels, and then it also says the best hotels in Westland and its cities. So it takes the title and the tagline and it sticks it right into the HTML title. Now that's not really displaying as a full string on the site, except that you do have this H1 and then you have the tagline underneath it. That's not a link. This one is a link. Making it an H1 link is one way of signifying to Google that this is important and probably the most important phrase of the website. If you're not looking for a hotel in Westland County, then you're not really going to want to go to this website, right? But if you are, then great. So now what we need to do is start digging down a little deeper to make our structure on this website. Now go back to my notepad page, and so I've started more or less listing out some cities that might be underneath Westland, and I'm just going to sort of put a few more fictional places. Let's say these are all little cities that are inside that county. So what we're going to want to do is, obviously we're trying to attract people that want to book nights in hotels in Westland County, right? So that's what we're trying to attract. So they might not be searching for Westland County, they might be searching for the city of Northland or the city of Eastland or the city of Four Corners or whatever's in there, so they might be specifically searching for that city. Now this could as easily be Miami. In fact, maybe I'll just do that to make it a little easier for me so I don't have to invent these cities. That's hotels in Miami-Dade County. So we've got Miami, we've got North Miami, we've got Weston, we've got Homestead, we've got Hialeah, and so on. So we've got quite a few. So let's start with these 5. Now, Miami is pretty big, so there's more than one hotel for each one of these sub-cities. So that would more or less indicate to me that there's going to be 2 ways to do this, folks. Either we're going to create categories, and then we're going to assign our hotels as separate content to the category, or else we're going to make pages, and we're going to make either 1 page for each hotel or 1 page for each city, and then list the hotels on that page. So I think what I'll do is I'll do both of those things so you can see how we do both of them. Okay. First thing I'm going to start out with is going to categories. I'm going to go post categories. This is kind of interesting. If you don't know how to do this, this could be very, very good for you to learn how to do this, because I'm going to show you now how to organize content under categories so that you can have them appear anywhere you want on your website. So I'm going to start here with just saying hotels in Miami. Okay, and the slug is going to be just sort of the same thing, lowercase with hyphens replacing the spaces. You can just press enter, and it's going to automatically add that. So now I have this category. My next one is hotels in North Miami. So I'm just going to go hotels in North Miami. I'm going to hit that. Weston, Homestead, Hialeah. Hotels in Weston, hotels in Homestead, hotels in Hialeah. So as you can see now, I have 5 categories over here. Give away your hotel secrets, Dana. I asked if you didn't mind, so I don't think you mind, right? Because it's all in the spirit of sharing. And, you know, we have Dana here is absolutely killing it with this technique, so that's why I want to share it with you guys. I want to see everyone out there killing it with this stuff, okay? And thanks, Dana, I appreciate that. So we've got all these categories here. Now we could do even further subcategories, but I don't think that's really necessary. There's another thing that I need to show you before we go any further, which is something that you always have to do in a brand new blog, WordPress. Let's go to Settings, Permalinks, and you want to make sure that, look, it's not set correctly here. It's set to default. So what you have to do is go down here and click Post Name. Make sure that's selected and then Save Changes. If you don't do that, then the blog's not going to make all those nice pretty links with the keywords in it that help you, get your rankings. So you definitely want to do that. It's like the first thing after changing the settings. And I should have done that after I changed the title and gone and done this. But anyway, thankfully we didn't get too far without my showing you that. Okay, so that's what we do, post name and permalinks. We're going to go back now to the all posts. And as you can see, we do not have any posts at all whatsoever, no matter what we do. But you can also see that we do have some nice categories all set up. So let's say that what I would do now is I want to list out all the hotels of each city, okay? And I don't happen to know the names of a bunch of hotels, so I'm going to invent a few. And what I'm going to do in this case is I'm going to add a new post, and I'm going to invent a hotel, and then I'm going to put it in a certain geographic location, and you're going to see it show up just in that spot on the website. This is a great way to organize your stuff. Give it a minute to load that page. And this one will be, yeah, David's asking me if you do category and post name in the permalink, does that help you? And I'm going to say no. I mean, you can do whatever you want and you can get as creative as you want, but there are also these issues with duplicate content indexing. If you really want to silo out your URL that far, you can do that, but in recent days, you know, Google has not said that it was that great to do that. I don't think people are getting that great results. So I'm just going to do the one level of URL siloing, which is blog name, post name. We could also add that in, but you're going to see that it may not really be that necessary once we get the menu silo up. And G. Burns asking me, aren't there words that Google ignores? Yeah, we could probably just say hotels Miami. But you know what? I'm not doing everything just for Google. I'm doing this also for my readers. You know, so my readers might prefer to see hotel in Miami, hotels in Miami, or you could just say Miami hotels, like you say, whatever. You know, you can over-optimize. Yes, Dave, you can over-optimize. You can also over-analyze. I've found that, you know, just creating good content, having it organized correctly and clearly labeled gets you traffic. Now, you can sit here and nitpick over little tiny words, you know, but I think that's really, really focusing on the wrong thing. That's my opinion, okay? And I think that in this business of this online web stuff, you know, people tend to obsess over these little technical points without actually putting out content that works. You know, so really that's just what I'm kind of trying to do for you right now, showing you, you know, putting out content that works and how to organize it. And then you can take it from there. You can experiment yourself and see, does it work for you if you take out the in or if you keep it in there? So I'm going to invent a hotel called the North Miami Hotel. Yeah, I'm just inventing some crap. And I don't really have a picture of the hotel, but I mean, I want you to more or less imagine. Last week we did more about, you know, creating content. This week is just going to be more about showing you the structure, not so much time on the content. So let's just imagine I've got a full article here, and it's about a hotel called the North Miami Hotel. So we've got a picture, we've got phone numbers, we've got links, and so like you said, I'm not going to overdo this, so just, and there goes the Coast Guard. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and select hotels in North Miami. And I will probably create a tag, North Miami Hotel in North Miami, and just hit enter and they all pop down here. I'm not going to pick more than one category because we do know now that if you put any content under more than one category, then you're looking to get a duplicate content penalty. And we don't want to do that. So we're going to stick with the one category, hotels in North Miami. And I'm going to publish it. We could go through the whole SEO thing down here too, but as I mentioned, this is really just to illustrate how to build a structure rather than how to create content. Okay, so now let's go add another one. I suppose before we do that, well, I've got a little bit of work to do before I actually show you the website yet. So let's just get through this work. And I'm going to add another one here. Now, so I'm going to try to go through this really fast. So what I'm going to do is just more or less copy and paste the same article and just mark it up a little bit. And we've got, let's see, okay, and I will select hotels in Hialeah and a couple tags and publish that. Now if I do go to the front of my blog right now and I refresh this, you're going to notice that the two articles that I did have just popped up on the front page, and that's generally because of the way that WordPress is set up. And if you just go to settings, reading, you'll see that I missed something. Let me see, try writing. Well, that's strange. Seems like the new WordPress doesn't have something that I expected to see here, so that's kind of bizarre. But that's okay. Well, let's just go ahead, because WordPress is more or less hardwired at this point to display all new posts of any category on the front page, which is cool because you can create okay, thanks, G. Appearance for front page. I think that's a customized thing, right? So I'm not going to really go down that rabbit hole right now, but yeah, I'll check that out. So I guess they moved that to the customizing area to decide whether you want to have a static page on the front page or show your posts. But right now we're hardwired to show all our posts on the front page. And we'll get into that other one at a different time. What we really are missing here, though, is our menu. Okay, so what I need to do right now to really silo out this website correctly is to create a menu. We just have that home showing up here, which is always nice to be able to go home, but we want to be able to navigate. So what we will need to do probably is just make a menu. So you create a menu, main menu. That's what I call it. And we want to add some items to the main menu. And we also want to make it the primary menu. We do that by clicking this checkbox and then saving it. So now it's registered as the primary menu, so it will show up right here. It has no items yet, so we need to add some items. And I think I will add a home. Can add home, and we can just put the / for home, or you can put the entire URL of the blog. Now I'm going to kind of play around here and just show you what we do with our category menus. I'm going to put every single one of these categories to my menu. And then I'm going to save the menu. Now, there are a lot of ways we could play this, but I'm just going to do this for right now the way I'm doing it now. So now if we go to the front page and refresh it, you'll notice that we have all of these entries here on the top. Hotels in Hialeah, Homestead, Miami, and North Miami. So now if I click, for example, hotels in North Miami, it's going to give me a listing of whatever content that I put under that category. As you can see, I have the North Miami Hotel. I'm going to make that even more evident to you in just a second. Don't want to put the full text. I'm not sure if that will change the aggregated pages. Let's give it a try. Okay, so it depends on your theme, whether it's going to show you the whole article listed or just a part of it, but the point is that it is basically a pointer. You see up here it says on the URL, it's the website.com/category/category slug. And then whatever you have under that category is going to show up there. So just to show you even better how that works, I'm going to create one more quick post. I'm going to sort of copy this and write it up to make it fast. And then we'll make it North Miami Hilton. And just sort of marking that up. Oh, but I did not add my category yet, so let's do that. If you publish without selecting the category, it's going to give you uncategorized. So I'm going to unclick that. And this is another North Miami hotel. So we've got the hotels in North Miami selected. We're going to update that. And now if I go back to the front page here, of course I can see all three of those posts now on my front page, but if I go to hotels in North Miami, then it shows me just the two hotels that are under North Miami, right? And yeah, G-Burn, I mean, it also depends on the theme. You know, whether you're going to see a summary here or you're going to see the whole article or how long the article actually is. And I can actually change the theme and give you an idea. I'm going to go ahead and add one more North Miami hotel really quick. Or North Miami Holiday Inn. Okay, and I'm going to go here and select North Miami. The reason that I'm showing you this, I'm putting them all under one category so you can see how it gets organized. We're slowly building this. Now, if I go to hotels in Hialeah, I get the Hialeah Grand Hotel, right? If I click on hotels in North Miami now, I get the North Miami Holiday Inn, the North Miami Hilton, and the North Miami Hotel. I'm not getting that Hialeah one anymore. Now if I click hotels in Homestead, there's nothing there because I haven't added anything to that category yet. So let me get a 1 in the chat box if you guys are following me and getting something out of this so far. Let me just know that you're with me and we're doing good on this. 111 SL services, a lot of ones. Thank you. Okay, great. And a couple questions. David wanted to know, Awesome, Martin. David wanted to know, how did I turn on the categories in the menu? I'm not exactly sure what you meant by that question, but it was the way that I created that menu. So if I go back to appearance and menus, get a minute to load. Now, as you remember, the home link, now I could have used anything really, but I just put what they call a custom link, which is the / gets you to the home page, right? The other ones I added were categories. That's, David, how, to answer your question, how I turned on the categories was by viewing my categories here in the menu editor, picking one and adding it to the menu, right? Well, yeah, you can use pages as menu items, David. You can use categories. You can use custom links. You can use external links in your menu. So I'm kind of trying to show you a different way maybe than you usually do, and this is called creating an aggregated page, okay, because it's aggregating a number of pieces of content under one page. Now this is actually showing, I think, everything because it's the front page. So if I click on hotels in North Miami, this is another aggregated page. The first page is often aggregated because it shows like all your latest posts. These category menus are aggregated because they also show you multiple content items, but it's filtered just by the category, right? And Dana asked me, is there a better SEO value for this by aggregating? Well, you know, I mean, there are all kinds of great ways of doing stuff, and this is just one way of doing it. But this is a great way to organize all your content under one category. Rather than having to do it by hand, you create categories, you put categories in menus, and then you create posts under the category. And then you'll know that if you click on hotels in North Miami, you're going to see just the hotels in North Miami. If you click on hotels in Hialeah, you're just going to see the hotels in Hialeah, right? So it's a way of leveraging WordPress's system to organize your content. Personally, I do think it's helpful with SEO. It does help with your SEO, but there's a lot of other stuff to think about with SEO as well. And there's a lot of other ways that we could do this too. For example, let's say I wanted to take this up to slightly different. Yeah, that's right, David. Let's take this up another level. Let's say South Florida hotels, and we'll change it to the best hotels in South Florida. So now it's not Westland anymore, and it's also not Miami anymore. Now it's South Florida. That being the case, don't you think I would probably want to create a couple more categories, such as hotel, let me capitalize that, hotels in Fort Lauderdale, hotels in Boca Raton, hotels in, you know, whatever. Let's keep it with those for now, because I want to show you something. Now, if I go back to the menus, now I may kind of change this around a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to say I'm going to kind of make Miami a top level, and I'll start, and Homestead isn't actually really in Miami, so these are. Now I want to add another category, which is my hotels in Fort Lauderdale and hotels in Boca Raton. And so now these become basically top levels. The hotels in Miami and Hialeah, North Miami, and Weston all fall under this hotel in Miami. But Martin, as I mentioned before, I'm not concerned about, siloing out my categories. Just my posts are fine with me. So I don't need to say hotel in Miami, hotel in North Miami. I don't need to say that so many times in my URL, right? Because if I have a good domain name already, it's going to be like hotelsinsouthflorida.com, something like that. So my URL is going to be hotelsinsouthflorida.com/hotels in Miami / the North Miami Hilton, right? If I have all of that in there, it's an awful lot of Miami. It's an awful lot of stuff in the URL. You can do it that way. It may work for you. I'm really open to hearing people's results. Personally, I don't go to that length with the URL silo. Okay. So let's just save this and take a look at how it looks now. And we'll reload the page. So now you'll notice I have hotels in Miami, hotels in Homestead, hotels in Boca Raton, hotels in Fort Lauderdale. When I hover over hotels in Miami, I now see hotels in Hialeah, hotels in North Miami, and hotels in Weston, because those are subheaders of Miami. Now let me just really super quick add a few more pieces of content so you can see where I'm going with this. Okay, I'm going to add a couple of hotels for each city, just real quick. And remember, once you learn this technique, you can use it for any niche, any keyword, but it's up to you to kind of figure out how the keywords get in a hierarchy that you put together. Okay, add new post. Let's say the Fort Lauderdale Inn. Okay, just save that one real quick, and I did forget to do the category, so let me get that category put on there. Excuse me. Hotels in Fort Lauderdale. And I'll add another one real quick to that. Just another post about another hotel in Fort Lauderdale. Just sort of whatever comes out of the top of my head here. And we get that category selected. And we publish that. So now if I refresh this website, and we just saw that we see the two posts that I just placed, so they're coming up to the top of the news aggregation here. But if I actually go, of course, to hotels in Miami, I haven't actually put any hotels in Miami proper. I've only put them into North Miami now. So we've got the North Miami. If I click on hotels in Fort Lauderdale, we now see the 2 entries that I added for Fort Lauderdale. So that's what comes up under Fort Lauderdale. As you know, I haven't added any for Boca Raton yet, nor for Homestead. And Miami has become basically it's kind of a hierarchy here. Well, what I can do here is I can go add a new hotel for Miami proper. Just the Biltmore Hotel. Used to have the house gig there. Great hotel. Whatever. And we put that into Hotels of Miami. And we'll save that. So now, of course, it's going to come to the top of our news aggregation, which is whatever the latest post in comes to the front page here. But you'll see also if I click on Hotels in Miami, now I've got the Biltmore Hotel coming up under Hotels in Miami. Click on Hotels in North Miami, we got the North Miami hotels. If I click on Fort Lauderdale, pardon me, I've got the Fort Lauderdale hotels coming up there. Excuse me 1 second. So it's certainly not done. The website is certainly not done, but now you have some idea of a way that you can basically, you can organize things to come up under the links that you want them to come up under. And we could also do something like this. We could create a page. And remember, pages do not fit under categories. That's one of the main differences between a page and a post. A page cannot be put as part of a listing under categories the way I'm showing you. So a page is going to be its own page, and whatever's contained in that page is going to be basically self-contained. So let's say let's come up with something like hotels in the Keys, and this will be our page. You notice there's no category selection here. Okay, that's because pages do not have categories, right? So we'll just, that's on this page, then that means we're going to have to do a listing, right? So we're going to go, this is a Murata Hotel, 133 Ocean Drive. And then we'll have Marathon Key Hotel, 51 Marathon Lane. Key West Hilton, 55 Hilton Drive. Whatever data you'd want to put under those hotels, you could even do in a list if you want to, like this. It doesn't really matter how you want to do your content. Of course, this is not a content lesson. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to publish this page. And we'll have a look at it. And of course, we want to have, when we do our websites, we're going to have a lot more visual stimulation, images and videos, and then we can find all that, but that's not the part of our lesson today. Nice looking phone number, Sarah. Not too good. Anyway, you can see this is my page that I just created. And you can see it's not hooked up to the menu here, so we're going to take a look at that. But you also might not want to have comments on those pages. So what you're going to do to turn off the comments, there's a couple ways to do it. Some pages and posts you may want content, but if I don't want content on a specific page, I click Quick Edit and I just turn off the Allow Comments, and then I update it like this. So then when we go and view that page again, you can see there's no comment box down here. It will be just your data on that page. Of course, also depending on the theme, you can have different ways of looking, at the theme. Different templates, for example, the front page template. If you don't want to have a sidebar with this particular one, you can select full page width template, and you'll definitely see a different look on that page when we go to look at that page. There's no sidebar over here, right? So you have the whole real estate of this whole page to work with, which is kind of nice in some situations. Now let's go back to the menu, and we're going to get, internal page linking is good. Now that page is not listed in the menu here, so let's go ahead and add that. You go Pages, Most Recent, or View All, and then I will select that and click Add to Menu. And now we've got Hotels and the Keys here. And if I save that menu, and now we're going to refresh that page. And you can see we have Hotels and the Keys here. We can also go Hotels in North Miami, and we've got, now there's a huge difference between what we just did. If we click Hotels in North Miami, then each one of these is actually a link to its own page. I don't know if you quite get that. You see here, up here on the page that we get when we click Hotels in North Miami, the URL is domain.com category Hotels in North Miami, and it's listing these out. Now if I click one of these links, I want you to notice the URL has changed to domain.com North Miami Holiday Inn. So that is the post, and so all the data for that hotel would be available here. And they can also use these arrow buttons to go to the next one, and they can basically scroll through all the content, depending on how the theme's set up. But you can see that, just by using the inherent intrinsic functions of WordPress, you already have all that internal page linking right here just by using the system this way. Of course, you could do every one as its own page, and then you would have to build your own links and stuff. I'm just showing you how to do this using the category system for WordPress. Now, what we haven't done yet is, here's Hotels in Fort Lauderdale, and we go to that specific one. But now I've got this new entry here, Hotels and the Keys. So I'm going to click on that, and now we see our one page. There is no link to any other page. This is all the data for Hotels and the Keys. So you would fill out that page. If you wanted to, though, you could make it a category, and then you could, if you made it a category for Hotels and the Keys, then you could make it so that each hotel has its own post under that category, the way I've done with the other ones. Now, Martin has a good question here about, could we change the word category? And I do believe it's possible. And I'm sure somebody could tell me exactly how to do it. If I went to do it now, I could actually experiment with that if you wanted, but here's how we would do it. We would go to Settings, Permalinks, and category base may in fact be like this, hotels. Well, let's try that and just see if that works. If not, I'm going to give up, but for now. Let's just see how that works. Okay, yeah. Look at this. So if we go hotels in North Miami, and now, Martin, if I may direct your attention to the address bar, you'll notice it says domain.com/hotels/hotels in North Miami. Okay, so that's how that's done. It's on the permalink settings category base. Now that could actually give you a problem if your website has things other than hotels for categories, right? It is not the permalink you talked about earlier, David, because that's only one category base, hotels. It doesn't really silo out the website in the way that you were talking about, because you could actually have the URL to be more like this. You could say domain.com hotels in North Miami, the North Miami Hotel, if you'll see what that looks like now. And that's the kind of siloing that you were talking about, I'm pretty sure. What I just showed Martin was something a little bit different. You can do this like this, and I believe to do that you're going to do custom structure, and you're going to do like this, percent category percent. So if you want, we can try that. No guarantees, but we can give that a try. We might now get both the hotels and the category and the URL. We can give it a try and just see what that does. Now I've still got, for my category, it still says hotels, right? Hotels in North Miami. But now, if I click on North Miami Holiday Inn, watch what the URL does. Domain.com, hotels in North Miami Holiday Inn. Right? Everyone with me, please give me a 1. Okay, David, you're the guy I wanted to get the 1 from, so good. So now you know what I'm talking about. It's a little different, but now we've got it actually going on in 2 different ways. We've got the tag-based hotels. When we go to our category, it doesn't say category anymore, it says hotels. And then if we click on an individual post in our URL, we have domain.com, category name, and post name. That might be good for you. I mean, it puts an awful lot of information into the URL. But generally, we don't go that far. I mean, our standard practice is just to do the post name and maybe a category base. But the thing is, if you're doing more on your website, for example, if I were doing not only hotels, but I was also doing car rentals, boat rentals, airplane tickets, all that sort of thing, this category base will not serve me, because every category is going to be called a hotel, and that's not right. So probably if you're going to do something like that, then you're going to use the custom structure with category and post name. I kind of like it with the hotels now when we're just doing hotels, so that kind of works pretty good for me. Okay, so I think we're coming up to the top of the hour now, and I've covered this lesson, I think, pretty well for you. And at this time, I would like to poll the audience if there is anything that you haven't seen yet that you'd like me to answer. Cool, David. Yeah. Yeah, SL services. Tags, I think, are important, but don't overdo them. And also, SL services, when you do use tags, please make sure that you have your Yoast SEO and you have it set up correctly so that you're not indexing your tags. Okay, because by indexing tags and categories, you're creating a double duplicate content penalty for yourself. Okay, and I'll show you. If you go to XML sitemaps on the Yoast SEO, then you want to make sure that you select exclude taxonomies, and you're going to exclude tags and categories. The reason for that is because there are more than one way to get to a page. Okay, so like I showed you, you can go, depending on how you have your permalinks set up, you can get to a post either through a category or through the permalink to the post. So you don't want to index both of those because Google will then say, you're trying to over-index your URLs. Okay. Not sure about that schema.org. I don't think it does that, David. We did hear about another plugin that does that pretty well, so I should let you guys know about that next time. Now, I'm sure all of you guys knew about ICC Express. So I don't know how many of you guys know about my program, Keyworks. Because with Keyworks, you can actually do what I showed you today. You can do it all visually. If you can see from my software in front of you, that you can target your blog and you can find your keywords by searching and exploring, and then you can build your website, either categories, pages. You can create links, you can build content right into it, and then you can execute your whole silo using this software. You can see down here it's showing you what I've already done on that website. The hotels in Miami, it's all listed out here. I know this is Star Trek, but the thing is I'm looking, the software is targeting that particular blog, so it's showing you what we've got on it here. Here's the categories, here's the menu, so on and so forth. It's a pretty cool program. And I'm not really going to get in and try and sell you that today, but just let you know that we have tools that do this stuff, without you having to do it by hand. Okay, and it wouldn't be fair to you or me if I close this down without letting you know about this special discount that I have going right now. And by the way, it's just going to be finished in 5 days. So I would suggest that you do check this out. It's an opportunity to join my mentoring and membership group. It's $37 a month. It's going up to $97 on the 1st of March because we have added so much stuff to this membership. That's not, it's way beyond $37 now. You can just go to this, if you go to this URL, you will see the little video that I created that tells you everything that we have in the membership. And I'd love to have you as, a mentoring student, and it's really good for the price. But I'm not here. I'm not trying to push this on you. I'm not trying to, hard sell it. But you might want to check it out. So here is the link to that one. Okay, I just put that link in there. Let me know if it's working for you. Make sure that link is working for you. And the link for last week's webinar, and Bob says it's worth every penny, folks. So awesome, Bob. I think it is. I think it's worth way more than that price. But okay, let me see if I can find last time's webinar for you. It was, where was it? No, it was Instant Content Curator. There we go. Okay, here's the link to last call. I think it was 4 weeks ago. Okay, so I put that in the chat box for you, and I also put the link to sign up for our mentoring and software. And you get all our software and you get my mentoring, so how can you lose? Okay, so does anybody have any more questions about the material that we went over today? I'd be very happy to address any questions that you might have before we call it a night. It's almost that time. Anything, anybody? I'm going to give you 30 seconds to just say something in there to let me know that the replay will be up when I get it up, John. Hopefully everything will work and it'll be up for you within 24 hours, okay? So you came in late, didn't you? I don't see everybody's last name here, so I don't exactly know who the people are that don't have the yeah, I got a couple people asking for that membership link, and it's right here, instantcontentcurator.com/discount.html. So you don't care about WordPress. Hey, Martin, a lot of people do, but you know, we're showing you how to use WordPress to build these things, and you can actually build them without WordPress too. Absolutely. Okay, just to make sure you got that link one more time. Awesome, SL. Thank you. Glad you dug the video training on Yoast. That was last week. We've got more coming up this week. And bingo, I just hit you again with that link. I would love to have you guys in my mentoring group, and you get all my software too, including my latest called BidWorks, which is a crazy, crazy program. No one's even seen it yet. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Unless there are other questions coming in. I don't see any more questions coming in. I'm looking forward to the next time. And next time we'll talk about creating mini silos and interlinking mini silos. Okay, guys? Okay, great. So great to have you guys here. Thanks for coming. And those of you that didn't make it, thanks for watching this recording. And I will see you guys again soon. Okay, have a great week. And if you're, oh wait, let me make sure you got my Facebook group too. Before you go, I want everybody in my Facebook group. Let me give you that link. And there it is. So make sure you sign up for our Facebook. Just ask to get in. Hi, John. Unfortunately, I can't change the date of the monthly billing. It's all automated by PayPal. Even if you sign up on a certain day, it's going to change because the way the day might stay the same, but the day of the week changes, you know, because of the months and all that. So, unfortunately, I can't help you with that. But I'm really super glad to have you as a member, and definitely reach out to me for anything I can do to help you guys. Okay? All righty then. So I guess that's it for today, guys. Join that Facebook group and you'll have access to me pretty much 24/7. Have a great, great day, great week, great month, and I will talk again soon. It's Hugh out. Bye, guys.